There is this practice that Padmasambhava, great Guru Padmasambhava, sort of around the 8th century, as I mentioned, he was, well, before I go into the practice, just a little bit about him. He was seen to be a great, great meditation master. He was one of the people who really sort of formalized what we call Dzogchen and the Nyingma. So these are all fancy words. Basically, in Tibetan Buddhism, you have this one sort of avenue of Vajrayana, or the Tantra of Mahayana Buddhism. And one school of that is the Nyingma, which is focused on what is called Dzogchen. Dzogchen is Tibetan for great perfection. The other school, there are a few others, but the other one that is very close to that is the Kagyu school. And if you've heard the term Mahamudra, you've heard me probably talk about Mahamudra. It's very similar. And largely these two schools overlap quite a bit. But Padmasambhava, having developed what is called Ati Yoga, ATI, or the extraordinary yoga of great perfection, Dzogchen, he was seen to be such a powerful meditator that he could dispel all of the demons and the evil spirits that he would encounter in the natural world, or that would be plaguing villages. He had such power, and the caves that he used to meditate in Tibet, way high in the mountains, are still said to sort of hold energy. I actually know a guy who visited one of the caves and found his. It was a handprint that supposedly was attributed to Padmasambhava on the wall of one of the caves. And when this friend of mine put his hand on that handprint, he said he felt this energy just shooting back at him. Now, is it self-induced? I don't know. There are so many of his stories. And when we consider the ultimate timelessness, that if time really is not linear, time should not be an issue. Yeah. But that's for another time, though. No pun intended. So here, this practice called the Unborn Vajra meditation. The Unborn Vajra meditation. So those of you who have practiced the Om Ahum practice, where we go through the body and we chant Om, center of the forehead, we visualize white light here, and then Ah, the base of the throat, we visualize the syllable here with clear red light emanating, and then Hum at the heart, and clear blue light, like a blue sky, translucent, symbolizing compassion, boundless compassion. This technique that Padmasambhava gives us is slightly different. It's a slightly shorter version of that practice. And it's just a lovely practice that we can do as a blessing, as a way to kind of transmute, perhaps compost the residues of the past that we would like to unburden ourselves from, and begin to sort of transform a bit with the help of the Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas, with the help of the great beings that are there joining us on our path. So the first part of this that we'll do is breathing in. Yeah, of course, there's breath in everything here. And as we breathe in, we imagine the syllable Om as white, in a clear, brilliant white color. So as we inhale, we're visualizing clear white light with the syllable of Om. And here, what we're also bringing into the practice is the energy and the great blessings of all the beings supporting you in your practice. So the Buddhas, the Bodhisattvas, the great beings supporting us, the energy, if you will, the energy of abundance. Yeah. And this energy, as we breathe in, gathers down just below the navel. So we're breathing in, we're visualizing this white syllable, Om. We're hearing it in the mind, Om, breathing in, and then the breath moving down right around to just below the navel. And then before we breathe out, we are holding the second syllable, Ah. Yeah. So we're breathing in a nice deep inhale, we are holding and visualizing clear red light, this syllable Ah arising. And this is the essence of profound openness, what we can also call emptiness, but it is largely the truth, the wisdom of the Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas. And we are allowing ourselves to sort of relax around it and receive wisdom and insight and discernment, ultimately a clear awareness. So as we breathe in the Om, we're receiving all of the great blessings. As we are holding Ah, and we're not chanting it, we're just sort of visualizing it in the mind. Usually we have chanted it in the past. But with the Ah, we are just abiding with the essence of profound openness, clarity, and the wisdom of the Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas, or the great beings, the deities. It doesn't have to be Buddhist deities. It could be, if you're a Christian, it could be Christian saints. It could be, this is just a sort of a very auspicious practice to adapt if that's right for you. And then finally, we breathe out that third syllable, hum. And as we breathe out, we are imagining the syllable H-U-M, hum, as clear, translucent blue light, and a stream of this light emanating from our heart and emanating the love of the Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas out into the world. So first, we're breathing in Om, picturing this clear white light, and we're receiving those qualities of the Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas. And then Ah, we are just simply visualizing this clear red syllable of Ah, the essence of openness and clear awareness. And then Hum, we are breathing as we exhale really a deep, boundless sense of love out into the world. Yeah. First, we could practice this for ourselves as well. So as we are imagining the syllable hum and we're exhaling, we could exhale and emanate this stream into our own bodies if we need to cultivate more self-compassion. But ultimately, the idea here is that this helps to cultivate this quality of bodhicitta by sharing this quality of boundless love with other beings. So that's essentially what Padmasambhava calls the Unborn Vajra meditation. Yeah? And the reason that it's called unborn is because what we're doing is harnessing primordial potentiality. We're not necessarily creating something that can be created, because it is already self-evident, these energies. And in that sense, they are unborn because they are primordial and ubiquitous. So we're just harnessing it and transmitting. Yeah.